Okay, hello everyone. My name is Eveline van der Steeg. I'm a PhD candidate at the Coral Assist Lab at Newcastle University in the UK, and today I will take you with me to the beautiful coral reefs of Palau. I will present a study looking at the results of the effects of large fish grazing deterrents on outplanted juvenile corals. So selectively breeding corals can increase adaptation to future climate conditions. This is an upcoming and promising technique, and with the Coral Assist Lab, we publish papers on selectively breeding corals and within population variability in heat tolerance. However, to apply these techniques at large scales, you do need high survivorship of your outplanted corals to the reef. So a major bottleneck in coral reef restoration is early outplant mortality. Reported survivorship of 3 to 90% has been reported, and higher survivorship in older outplants. So here you can see a coral that was completely grazed within 1 week after outplant to our reef. So we designed an experiment to test the effects of large fish grazers on outplanted juvenile corals. 200 Acropa jutifera colonies were outplanted to a shallow exposed reef at 6 months old with a mean diameter of 2.2 centimeters. Long and short nails were arranged around the corals, mimicking 5 different grazing deterrent treatments. We had a 4 long, 4 short, 2 long, and a 2 short nail treatment, and a control without any nails. So this insert is an example of the 4 long nail treatment. We designed this approach to selectively exclude large grazing fish, but minimize abiotic changes such as water flow and light. And small fish were also still able to reach the substrate, reducing algal competition. So we analyzed the survivorship between treatments after 420 days on the reef with a Kaplan-Meier survival analysis using right-censored data. The control with no deterrents is the blue line on the bottom, and the treatment with the highest level of fish grazing deterrents is the line on the top in red. So the mean survivorship of corals with 4 long nails, 4 short nails, and the 2 short nail treatments were significantly higher than the control. The treatment of 4 long nails had almost 3 times higher survivorship, with at the end of the experiment 65% alive compared to only 23% of the control treatment. There was also a very large difference in coral area between treatments at the end of the experiment, as you can see in the pictures on the bottom. So both 4 nail treatments that you can see on the left here in red and orange had a significantly larger area at the end of the experiment, significantly larger compared to the control. So at outplants, the corals had a mean area of just under 4 square centimeters. And during this experiment, you can see that actually only the 4 long nail treatments increased their mean area over this experiment to approximately 12 centimeters square. The number of branches and colony height of the both 4 nail treatments were strongly correlated with colony area and also significantly higher than the control. So not only did they grow a larger area, but they also created a larger 3D structure on the reef. So to quantify fish grazing more directly, we made additional outplants and recorded footage from fish grazing the corals. Here are some highlights from these videos. The number of bites were too small for any statistically significant results, but the control and 2 long nail treatment had highest mean bite rates, which did match up with the lower survivorship. And here you can see that small fish were still able to swim between the nails. So this study demonstrates the effect of large fish grazing on juvenile coral survivorship and growth in Palau. Healthy population of large fish grazers are crucial for resilient coral ecosystems, but if you invest large time and efforts in selectively breeding corals, adding fish grazing deterrents could be worth it for your experiment. However, I would like to ask everyone to not copy these methods. Hammering nails into the reef for any restoration method is not realistic. It's a lot of work. Yeah, trust me on that one. So a lot of research is currently focusing on creating substrates with microhabitats. These will enable higher coral outplant survivorship at a younger outplant age. So future substrates could be designed with fish grazing deterrents embedded in them, or a modular grazing deterrent could be designed that can be used in areas with high fish grazing, such as Palau and some parts of the Caribbean. I would like to give a very big thanks to everyone who's made this research possible. My supervisors, Dr. James Guest, Dr. Adriana Jimenez, and Dr. Margaret Miller, everyone at the Coral Assist Lab, the staff at the Palau International Coral Reef Center who have supported me for the 4 years that I was working there and doing my research there, and all my volunteers who helped with outplanting these corals. Thank you very much. So we have substrates with little grooves in them, and we can settle the corals in them, and they like to settle in the grooves. So the first months of their life, they can live in this groove and grow out from there, so that when they're a bit older, they start growing further out. So for the first months, they can be protected, and then after that, if they get grazed by a fish, the fish can bite the coral that's on the outside, but they still have live tissue within one such grooves.
Did you standardize how far apart those nails were around the coral?
I did not standardize it. I did measure it, and there was no significant difference between treatments.
Okay.
But I do think that, for example, the too long nail treatment, they were a little bit further at the top, so that might have let the fish do a bit more grazing within the nails.
Try to have them straight up and down?
I tried, but it's really hard because the reef just crumbles, and to even get the nails in around the coral was really difficult.
And did you leave the nails there, or did you take them out eventually?
I left them there for the whole experiment, so that would be another interesting research project to see how long you need to leave them in there.
Are they off the reef now? The corals can keep growing?
Yeah, they're looking even better now. So this last survey was this last December, and
They cover the nail.
yeah, so they start growing actually up the nails.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,